Hi everyone, Evan here at the Chronicle for Monday, June 21st, 2021, where the future starts today. And by the way, if you do hear some background noise here, at the time I'm filming this video, my father's having porcelain tile put over his fireplace. So if you do hear it, that is what's going on. Anyways, here we go. Before we do though, if this is your first time watching and you do like this content, there's a subscribe button at the bottom right hand corner of your screen. Be sure to click it and also turn on all notifications so you don't miss another video. What we're going to go over in this video is, I'm going to put a couple of charts up on screen here for you and let you know what I'll be watching over the next couple of weeks. In my previous video, I did mention that the third quarter was going to be the peak globally for growth and inflation. Well, one chart that does lead global growth by about 12 months, I've mentioned this before, is the Chinese credit impulse. The growth rate in that peaked right around late last year, and that does lead typically by about 12 months. But furthermore, the first chart I'm going to put up here, this is a weekly chart for the price of lumber. As we all know, as we all saw in the news, 2021 until very, very recently was a hit in the lottery kind of good year for lumber prices. But look what's happened here in the last 6 weeks. What I have on screen here, I have one trend line going back to the bottom in March 2020, and then another one starting right from about late 2020. That last one, you'll see in a few more charts how that's playing out in other commodities too. But I digress. If you see here, that trend line going back to late 2020, look what happened. It broke last week. And in my opinion, the two charts that tell you what's going on in the global economy, there's no more better charts than a price chart of lumber and a price chart of copper. The next chart I'm going to show here is the US dollar index. If there's one chart that'll tell you a rampant inflation cycle is about to end, it's in the US dollar. And as you can see on this chart here, perfect double bottom. We spiked up last week. And what you're going to see in this US dollar chart and over the next couple of charts I'm going to show on screen, to clearly show a reversal in the trend for growth and inflation, we do need a bit more follow through. And to make a higher high here, we do need the US dollar index to close over 93. So that's what I'll be watching over the next couple of weeks. Make sure it doesn't break below 89.5, which is where that double bottom happened. And then make sure we get through 93, keeping on a trend of higher highs and higher lows, aka the start of an uptrend. This next one here is the other commodity I follow, the price of copper. Since March 2020, as you can see here, we've been in a really nice uptrend. In the past 5 or 6 weeks, though, we have turned back down. To get below that trend line, we need to close below 410. So I'll be watching that also. This next chart here, this is a chart of the US 10-year yield. Oh, just wanted to let you know here that the 10-year yield is also a weekly chart, much like the other ones. It's a weekly chart. Keep that in mind. And I've actually drawn 3 trend lines here. One goes back to the low yield of March 2020. The next one goes back to around the middle of the third quarter and keeps going. And the last one here, which starts right around the same time I put on for the price chart of lumber earlier, which is around late 2020. Nice uptrend there. Even that 10-year yield has turned down lately. But again, for that, we need to see a weekly close below about 1.35%. So again, keeping along the same trend lines as lumber, etc., we do need a bit more follow through there. And for me to really state it's truly over for this cycle, we'll need to see a close on the weekly chart below 1.35%. And this last one I showed here, this is the price of crude oil. Again, going back to about April 2020, nice trend line all the way up. The reason why I'm stating this typically is the last one to break. Here is no different. for me to even really be interested in this, we need to see a weekly close below 70. So again, I'll quickly run through all the charts here. Lumber, broken trend. Copper, close below 410. US dollar index, close above 93. US 10-year, below 1.35 on the weekly. And crude oil, we will need a weekly close below 70. But again, typically, this is the last one to break. Now in closing, I'll just say this simply. When I said that the third quarter is going to be the peak in growth, the peak in inflation globally, it's starting to look like the markets are confirming this. All I'm going to say for this video, smash a like, and as always, leave a comment down below. Again, subscribe, and follow both my accounts on Twitter. Or by the way, when my dad's fireplace is done, I will have some pictures up. But anyhow, my name is Evan. This is the McChronicle, where the future starts today.